Hey everybody, Sharon here from GimmeAct.com. Here we are today in Cyber Citizen Shockman, going for all of the achievements. Make sure you get into the game. You're going to be right here on the main menu. Go into options and you're going to find this option called cheats. Make sure you head on over there and you can turn on the invincibility cheat right here, which should make the game a breeze. Once you have that on, make sure you back out and then start up a new game. With this cheat on, you should be able to get through the game without taking any damage, which should make things a breeze. Make sure you start up a one-player game, choose whoever you want for your character, and make sure you get to the map screen. Now, the game is going to allow you to take whatever path you want to get to the final stage. However, you are going to need to beat every single stage in order to get all of the achievements. Before you get started, though, make sure you hit the start button to go back to the menu. Make sure you go into cheats again, and this time use the add money cheat. You can only use this cheat with the game running, so make sure you do it right here. And then once you have the money cheat, go over to the shop and make sure you buy the 2 upgrades. You aren't going to really need them because you are invincible. However, they are going to make things slightly faster, so might as well go for them, especially with pretty much infinite money in hand. Once you're ready, make sure you use the move command, and we're going to head up to the first level. Again, you can go whatever path you want to. However, the quickest way is to start with the level that's going to be directly above the starting area. So make sure you start it up, and then all you have to do is just make sure you walk to the right. Every level should be very short, especially if nothing can kill you. If you do fall into a pit, the game is going to be nice enough to bounce you straight up, so you should be able to steer yourself back onto the right path. If you find the walking speed too slow, you can also hold right trigger, which should allow you to walk at a super fast forward pace. Make sure you do keep that in mind. Once you do get to the right boundary, you are going to end the stage and then head on over to the boss. The bosses should go down relatively easily, especially since we are invincible. Once you manage to defeat one, they should explode, and then you're going to move on to the next screen by just hitting start, and that should take you back to the map screen. After clearing a level, you should be good for that level's respective achievement. This first one's going to be Neighborly for 40 gamer score. After you get this one, we're going to pick the move command, and we're going to move diagonally up right over here. So make sure you start up the next level. The levels are going to pretty much play exactly the same way. Just make sure you hold right and then get to the end. You are going to just tank your way through some enemies and do some occasional basic platforming. Get to the boss and make sure you defeat them. You're going to get a different boss every single time, but for the most part, they're going to all be similar. Once you take care of this second stage, we're going to be good for the next achievement for this particular area. It's going to be Medical Discharge for 55 gamer score. For our next area, we're going to head up and to the left over to this church right here. It should take you about 18 minutes to a half hour to get through every single stage, so just make sure you check every single one off the list, as you do have to go through every single one of them. Even once you do get the path that will allow you to go over to the final stage, you are going to have to actually complete every single level, so make sure you do keep that in mind. So here we are on the third level of this run, and we're going to beat the church boss, and then we're going to get back to the map screen and then get our next achievement right here. This one is going to be Ohms for the Poor for 75 gamer score. You're also going to get your first story choice right here. These shouldn't really have any bearing. They just give you items, but since we don't really need them anyways because we are invincible, we're just going to pick whatever option. Whatever you choose in the story is not going to have any effect on any of the achievements. So just make sure you get to the map screen, make sure you pick the next level, and then make sure you just walk to the right and then beat the boss. Get back to the map screen, unlock your next achievement, and then just rinse and repeat until you fill out the entirety of the map. So for this particular stage, you should be good for the Charged Interest achievement for 75 gamer score. You should also get 2,000 money, which is going to roll your money count over if you use the cheat, so you actually end up with less money. But you shouldn't need any more money after this point since there were only 2 things available in the shop. Nonetheless, we're going to head further up and to the right and then clear this stage right here, which is going to be the power plant looking stage. Make sure you get to the last boss fight, and you can notice that most of the bosses are going to either be robots or this 3-headed dragon right here. Once you clear this one, we should be good for the Wire Cutters achievement for 75 gamer score. You are also going to notice right here, you should have a path forward to go to the last stage. However, since we need to go for the rest of the achievements, we're going to ignore that. Make sure you head back down to the hospital. You can only advance 1 space at a time, so make sure you do keep that in mind. But once you're at the hospital, you should be able to advance to the next blacked out stage, which is going to be this one in the middle. Make sure you clear this one, and then we're going to be good for another achievement relating to this stage. So make sure you try your best to get through this. This one is going to involve a little bit of platforming towards the end, but once you get to to the last stage, it's going to be another 3-headed dragon fight. And then once you take care of this one, it's going to be on back to the map screen for our next achievement. And then we should have a path forward to go south from here. This stage's achievement is going to be the Manju-ji achievement. This is going to be for 55 gamer score, so make sure you unlock that. Then it's going to be on to the next stage. We're going to have a split path right here. We're going to take this path going up and to the right, so make sure you choose this building. And then we're going to clear this one. Once you take care of this house, we're going to be good for the achievement that goes along with it, North House for 75 gamer score. Then we're going to continue the path and we're going to head downward now, so make sure you go straight down. And then you're going to start this next stage. For this stage's boss fight, we're going to have our first encounter with an invisible dragon. For these, you are just going to have to guess where they are at and then just keep hitting them until they materialize. Once they do, it's just going to be like any other dragon boss fight, so just make sure you defeat it like normal, and then on to the next stage. So once we're back on to the map screen, we should be good for the next achievement. This one's going to be the Defibrillator achievement, and this one's for freeing the Southern Hospital. Another 75 gamer score for this one. Then we're going to head on over here back to the bottom middle. Clearing out this stage, which happens to be the pharmacy, should get you the clinical trial achievement for a 55 gamer score. Then we're going to have a multitude of paths that we can take. The most efficient way is to head on over here, so make sure you use the move command, and then we're going to go towards the upper left. So for this stage going forward, we should be back to fighting robots for a little while. We should be good for the Shocked and Loaded achievement for clearing out the police station. Then it's going to be on to the next stage, which requires us to head back to the pharmacy. So make sure you move there using the move command. And then we're back to this fork. We're going to take care of the one right here in the bottom left next to the starting area. That should get us the Be Neighborly 2 achievement, and that's going to be worth another 40 gamer score. Then we're going to have to head back to the middle, so it's going to be back up to the pharmacy, and then we're going to take the bottom right turn right here. And thankfully, we are just going to have 3 stages left on the map before the final stage, and they are all going to be in a linear path from one another. So just make sure you follow the linear path, and then we should be good for the rest of the achievements on our way to the last one. So after clearing this first stage on the journey, we should be good for the Hero Faraday achievement for 75 gamer score. And then after this, we're going to head to the shrine at the bottom right of the map, so make sure you head on that way. That should get us the Raijin Cowboy achievement, and that's going to take us to the last level on the map before the last stage. So we're going to head straight up and then take care of this house, the penultimate level. Once you clear this stage, we should be good for the East House achievement for 75 gamer score, and then it's going to be one last move over to the last area in the upper right. This one is going to be quite challenging, but of course we do have invincibility to get us through this, so might as well just cheat all the way to the end. And then once we get to the last boss, which is thankfully not going to be a robot nor a dragon, it's going to be this thing. Make sure you defeat it, and then once you manage to take this thing down, you should be good for the last achievement of the game once you get the last cutscene and the start of the credits. So just make sure you let those things play out, and then once the credits start rolling, you should be good for the last achievement of the game. There it is. This one's going to be Evul Group Grounded for 100 gamer score for beating the last boss. That should be the last achievement in the game, as well as where your completion should be if you followed the path that we took and beat all the stages. That's the game, and that's all there is to it.